Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you again for joining. We are here to talk the 50th anniversary of Title IX. I am joined today by Jessica Palermo, the Vice President of Sports Data Management and Analytics for the Big Ten Conference. Jess, thanks so much for joining me today.
Hey, Jack. Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, excellent. Well, as you know, we're here to talk Title IX. That's something that's obviously top of mind for the Big Ten Conference. But I just want to get started with a personal question. What does Title IX mean to you?
Title IX means opportunity to me, adding and providing girls and women with opportunity in all fields. To me, it's broader than just college athletics. The foundation may have been in participation opportunities, but it's long extended beyond the playing field to the boardroom and at all levels. It's really had a substantial impact.
Mm-hmm. And is there a particular moment in your life where, Title IX, its initiatives, its meaning kind of really manifested for you?
Personally speaking, I started at the Big Ten in 2009 as an intern. And at the time, there were only two female commissioners in Division One. Whereas today we fast forward to 2022 and there are 10 female Division One commissioners, meaning that a third of all D1 commissioner jobs are held by women. So, having the opportunity to work along some of these women leaders and the many female leaders that have launched their careers at the Big Ten has had a significant impact in my life and my career.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of led me right into my next question perfectly. You obviously just said that we have, a third of the commissioners now are women. And is there another kind of next step the sports industry can take to continue that momentum to make the industry, the world itself, a more inclusive place, both in business and for athletes?
Yeah, I mean, I think, looking at the athletic side of it, closing the gap in investment in women's sports. When you're looking at the business side of it, looking at focusing on development of top talent, fostering career development of women who are working in sports, spending some time on the retention of females within our organizations. Women often put their careers on hold to take care of their family when they have little ones at home. And, how can we ensure that we're not losing great talent and that we're fostering development and pushing women forward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a great point. And we obviously have our fan project initiative here at Sports Innovation Lab. We released that first report last year, right around Title IX last year. And then this year again, we're releasing our second report. And that's really focusing on, the investment into women's sports, exactly what you were saying. We need to use that data that's within the industry to find new partners, find new initiatives, and figure out how we can not only boost the investment into women's sports, but exactly like you said, take that investment, prop up those athletes, share the stories that make these women just not only great stars on the field of play, but also off it. And we've really kind of focused on how we can take that mission forward with our fan project initiative. And is there a specific athlete or businesswoman that you think kind of embodies that Title IX message, whether it's, current or in the past?
Sure. And I think for me, it's the Big Ten senior women administrators. It's a powerful group of leaders that we have on each of our campuses. I've had the privilege to work closely with them over the years. Every college athletic conference and institution has this role carved out. And speaking from where we sit at the conference office, we collaborate and communicate often and heavily with this group, as well as other senior women administrators at other leagues. A few years ago, we actually partnered with Val Ackerman and the Big East Conference to co-host a women's leadership symposium, where we gathered, industry leaders to discuss the growth of women's sports and the most pressing issues facing women in sports. So, we're constantly working together to enhance opportunities for women in sport, whether it's, institutionally working with inside the walls of the Big Ten Conference or nationally working with our counterparts at other conferences.
Yeah, no, that's great that you're focusing on the ability to kind of connect both conferences, whether it's, across from the Big Ten to the Big East or the American, the SEC, whichever it may be. A big piece that's been going on in collegiate athletics and something where the female athletes seem to really be striving in is NIL recently. We saw the Cavender twins, Livy Dunn from LSU, the gymnast. So there's a lot of platforms that these female athletes can use to expand their brand and kind of become bigger than the sport themselves. Is that something the Big Ten's paying attention to? Is there a movement to try to, make NIL a bit of a kind of a at the forefront, I guess you would say, of propping up these athletes.
Sure. Well, and even taking a step back, the foundation of Title IX and gender equity has always been a part of the Big Ten's DNA for quite some time. And the decisions that we make as a membership daily are made with what's in the best interest for student athletes and ensuring that women's sports and female opportunities are at the forefront of those conversations. So absolutely, that's something that we're evaluating daily. And, we're here to provide the best student athlete experience to all those student athletes on our campuses.
Mm-hmm. And is there, any specific instance you can think of where Title IX has had a big impact on the collegiate athletics and some of the work you've been doing? Obviously, you spoke about earlier the rise in the female roles and the leadership positions that they've been taking on in the last few years. But is there anything else that kind of jumps out at you when you think of the impact of Title IX on collegiate athletics and both the Big Ten and elsewhere?
Sure. I mean, again, from early on, our presidents and chancellors within the Big Ten Conference realized the importance of women's sports programs. Big Ten universities associated their women's programs with the conference in 1981, and that was the first year in which conference championships were held in women's sports. And it's kind of snowballed from there. We were the first conference to voluntarily adopt male to female participation goals after we launched our gender equity plan. And we've just had so many pioneers in women's sports in our league that have had a prominent impact, both within the conference, but then also nationally. And again, female opportunities is just something that we're constantly evaluating and ensuring that, women have a seat at the table, whether it's through sport or through business.
Yeah, excellent. As I close all these, I often offer it up to my guests here to give the last word on Title IX, on the future of women's sports, collegiate athletics. Anything you want to wrap up with?
I think for all those women in sport, whether you're at the collegiate level, the professional level, be confident, be strong, take initiative, doors will open.
Excellent. Well, Jess Palermo, the VP of Sports Data Management and Analytics for the Big Ten Conference, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Jack. Have a great day.
Thanks. You as well.